At what percentage pace is your firm currently growing, Jason?
When you say percentage, do you mean like the number of cases or?
Yeah, yeah, or revenue, just, since launch, give us an idea
Sure.
of, yeah.
Well, we were fortunate. We did very well the first year. One of my best years ever financially, since becoming an attorney. And
Wow.
obviously that is it's scary when you leave a guaranteed paycheck, but luckily it worked out. But
Yeah.
what I'm most proud of, what I'm most happy about, knock on wood, hopefully this continues. Year two, we doubled our revenue, so
Wow,
it
nice.
grew very quickly,
That's
and
incredible.
yeah, it was exciting to say the least. And now we're about halfway into year three, and I don't know that it's still on the double pace, but certainly growing, maybe something a little lower than that. But I don't expect to double my revenue every year.
Right.
But we're heading in the right direction, that's for sure.
Excellent. So let's talk about kind of what's fueling that growth. How are you marketing the firm? How are most of your clients finding you now?
Sure. So it differs based on the types of cases. The personal injury stuff, I shouldn't say I don't do any paid marketing or advertising. I have kind of tinkered with Facebook boosting posts, Instagram boosting posts, that sort of thing, but very, very little. I've gotten better results just with the organic social media. So I can't even remember the last time I paid to boost a post. So the personal injury cases are all organic. It's either going to be through family and friends and network that I've created, or through me getting the word out through free organic social media. The criminal cases I get via most of them, I should say, through paid advertising. I use Google's local service ads,
Mhm.
and that has been very successful. It's just a different model with criminal. For a local service ad in a criminal case, I might pay $200 for the same type of ad in a personal injury case. I'm probably paying $2,000. And there are a lot of large firms around here with unlimited marketing budgets. So I decided I'm not even going to compete with them in the personal injury realm. But it's worked. Personal injury is social media and my network, friends and family, and the criminal stuff I'm able to get through advertising, and also obviously people who I know. Hopefully they don't get arrested too much though.
Well, that's great. I mean, you're right though, because social media has really sort of leveled the playing field, right? When it comes to, I mean, the massive firms with these giant marketing and advertising budgets, they have just as much chance of success on social media as anyone. So let's talk a little bit about social media. You're very active on TikTok. You have more than 36,000 followers. You're on Instagram. You're on YouTube. Tell us about your start on social media. How did you get into it initially?
Sure. Initially, what I had to do was just jump out of my comfort zone because I'm actually more of an introverted person. My friends, my wife would tell you I'm probably pretty quiet. But I knew that in order to get business, you have to be comfortable telling people what you do and just really stepping out of your comfort zone. So I was able to do that. I kind of forced myself to do that very early. I started initially, I was doing a lot of videos just about, your basic questions that it seems like most of the questions you get from clients are repeat questions. The clients have the same question again and again. So you start to realize what people who don't do this for a living, what they want to know, and what they don't know. And I would take notes on my phone. I have a file, and just certain topics would pop into my head. A client would ask this question. Yeah, that's a good topic for a video. So I was doing a lot of that. Initially started mostly with Instagram, doing more videos about, I would say legal topics. And then when I saw TikTok was taken off, and I realized, you're either going to jump on this bandwagon or you're going to get left behind. So I jumped on it. I kind of thought there was a more younger audience with TikTok, which I think is probably still true. So I tried different things with that, more entertainment based rather than just straight legal videos and talking about the law and all that. So and a couple of them just started taking off. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I mean, it literally happened overnight with one video I can remember. And then you have one that goes quote unquote viral, and it just kind of snowballs from there. But in general, I would say the content that I try and make is two things: educational or entertaining. And if it can be both, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Tell us about that first video that did go viral. What was the topic? What was it about?
Sure. So I do a lot of like reaction videos, and I was on YouTube one day and I saw this hilarious video. I don't even know what you call the vehicle, but it was like a lift, some type of construction vehicle with a lift. And there was this, I don't know how else to say it, drunk guy on there acting crazy, but in a way that was likable. Like he was just so funny, so hilarious. So I did a reaction video to that and kind of put a legal analysis, and I would just, rather than talk, I would let him do the talking, and then I would, write what my thoughts were. So people want to know what are lawyers thinking in this situation. And it just took off. I had, I don't know, probably 100 followers at that point, and I think that video ended up doing like 300,000 views, and I was up to, probably close to 10,000 followers
Wow.
within days. So
Wow, wow. That's
yeah.
really cool. That's really cool. And those attorney reacts videos, those I think
Hmm.
that is your greatest chance of going viral, really. I mean, even when you're searching in TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, the autofill is, if you search lawyer, it's lawyer reacts videos, right?
Absolutely.
And I think those are really easy, I think, to shoot,
Hmm.
right? You just find an existing, an already popular, already trending video, and you put your commentary, your take on it, right? I mean, is it that simple?
It really is. I could not agree more. I obviously follow other lawyers who do this, and I'll be the first to tell you there are plenty of lawyer accounts that have much more polished, produced content than me. I'm not a tech person by any means. I'm not a videographer, but these are so easy to do, and it doesn't need to be polished to take off. And like you said, I mean, you have something that you can see it's already kind of gaining traction. People already like watching it. So now put your own spin on it, put a legal spin on it, and you're, next thing you know, you're rolling.
Yep, yep, I love that. And I think you make a good point, Jason. Sometimes it's actually better to not be perfectly polished, right? It
Hmm.
really kind of shows your true self. It certainly displays your personality and helps you distinguish yourself. So I think that's a common misconception. A lot of the lawyers that I talk about, well, I have to have, this fancy equipment and high production value, and it needs to be edited and perfect and posted. Actually, those videos tend to not perform as well. Have you had the same experience?
Absolutely. You are spot on. One of the things that I think is most important is just being authentic, being yourself, not trying to do too much. And people are hesitant and they're like, oh, should I post this? Do I need to have it, edited and filters and this, that, and just post it. The more you post, the better chance you have of something taken off. And then it gets easier after that.